All right, so today we're jumping into this incredible story from Hindu tradition. And really, it gets to the very heart of what devotion is all about.
You know, this one question, it's really the core of the whole story. It paints this picture of a world where everything, and I mean everything, from the calves to the cowherds, just found it impossible to be separated from the divine.
So, let's set the scene. Our story kicks off right as Lord Krishna is turning 6. Now, he's been looking after the calves, the young ones, but he's starting to feel like it's time for a change.
He goes to his mom, Yashoda, and basically says, look, I'm strong now. I'm not a little kid anymore. I want to go out to the forest and take care of the cows. For a cowherd boy, this was a huge deal, kind of like a rite of passage.
But what seems like such a simple wish, well, it turns into this amazing, loving standoff that pretty much brings the entire village of Vrindavan to a halt.
So on one hand, you've got his mother, Yashoda, being super protective. She's thinking, no way, you're still just a child, the forest is dangerous. But then, on the other side, something absolutely wild happens. The very calves he's been taking care of, they refuse to leave him. They just keep running back to his side. And then his friends join in. And suddenly you have this beautiful, loving protest on your hands. Okay, so the whole daily routine of the village is completely upended by all this love. It's clear to the elder cowherds that, yeah, they've got to figure something out.
So the elders come up with a plan. They go to Krishna's father, Nand Maharaj, and they make a promise. They say, we will guarantee his absolute safety. He will never, ever be alone or in danger. We'll even carry him if we have to. And with that kind of assurance, his father finally agrees. They pick the perfect, most auspicious day to kick off this new chapter for Krishna.
And this special day, this is what becomes known as Gopashtami. It's a huge festival that celebrates Krishna's big promotion, if you will. He goes from being a Vatsapal, which means a calf protector, to a Gopal, a cow protector. A pretty big deal.
But here's where the story gets even more magical. This devotion, it wasn't just coming from the people and the animals. On the morning of Gopashtami, when Krishna finally walks into the forest as a real cowherd, the land of Vrindavan itself, it just comes alive to welcome him.
I mean, just the act of Krishna and his brother Balaram stepping into the forest starts to change everything. The scriptures say the land became exceedingly sacred. You can just feel the shift in the air.
And look at this, it wasn't just a one-way street. The forest wasn't just passively becoming beautiful, it was actively participating. It was a true back-and-forth relationship. And in the middle of all this wonder, Krishna turns to his brother, Balaram, because he just has to share what he's seeing.
He points out how the trees are literally bowing down, offering up their fruit and flowers, making it super easy for him to reach them. It's their way of showing love. This is a perfect example of what's called Leela, or divine play. It's this beautiful idea that everything in creation is conscious and is part of this huge, loving relationship with the divine.
So when you boil it all down, this whole story of Gopashtami is just the perfect picture of bhakti. That's this powerful, all-in kind of devotional love that, as we've seen, isn't just for humans. It's for all of creation.
And speaking of intense love, just think about the gopis, the cowherd women. Every morning when they saw Krishna leaving for the forest, they felt this mix of incredible joy and at the same time, deep sadness. Their love was so powerful, they'd actually cursed the creator, Brahma, for giving them eyelids. Why? Because every time they blinked, they'd lose sight of Krishna for just a split second, and that was too much to bear.
And that really leaves us with a pretty powerful thought, doesn't it? If devotion is a force that can literally make trees bow and bees sing praises, if it can turn a regular old forest into a sacred paradise, well, what does that say about the limits of love? Makes you wonder if love really is the most fundamental language of the entire universe.